Hi, Dee and Lena. This is one of my all-time favorite books of just all time, forever, eternity, infinity, however you want to say it. This will always be one of my very favorite books. And the reason I like this book is because, Dee and Lena, one thing you'll learn very quickly in life is you have good days sometimes, you have bad days, and sometimes you have very, 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 very bad days. And this book is kind of about that. This book is about a character, a protagonist, a character. He's the main character in the story, and he is just having the absolute worst day. But I won't tell you too much. I don't want to spoil too much about the book. So why don't we get into it, start reading, and see why this guy right here, Alexander, why did he have such a bad day? So let's get into it. But always remember that when you do have a bad day, try to find the good things. Try to always find the good things, because you're not always going to have a good day. But even in the bad days, if you start looking for the good things that are going on, then it can help make your bad day a lot better. So, but let's get into this book and see why Alexander had such a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. So the name of this book is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. The author it was written by Judith Viorst and illustrated by Ray Cruz. And this is what Alexander looks like. Already having a tough day when he woke up in the morning, it looks like. So, yeah, sometimes when you just already wake up and it's a tough day, it's not going to be easy. All right, here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while there was water running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have the seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickinson liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moya was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time that you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. So then, when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. Ugh. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain. And I had to wear my railroad pajamas. I hate my railroad pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out. And I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom said some days are like that. Even in Australia. But that's the end of the book, and I've kind of always thought it had a good message, because even though he had a really bad day, he kept thinking the solution was to move to Australia. But that's also something to remember when you guys, as you're growing up too, that if you have problems or things you have to deal with, you have to deal with them, because just trying to move somewhere else isn't going to solve those problems. So, that's probably the short of it. Always find the silver linings in things, which just means always find the positive, even when there's a lot of negative going on. There's always good things happening, even when there's bad things going on. And the more and more you keep finding those good things, the more and more it will start bringing your mood up and make you happier. So just always keep looking for the positive and the good things. And yeah, if you ever do hit a tough moment in life, moving away from it's not going to solve it, because you're just going to end up somewhere else with the same problems. So find someone that you can rely on, someone that you respect with your problems, someone that you can trust, and they can hopefully help you fix those problems, like your mom or your dad, or depending on whatever the problems are. Maybe someone knows some resources that can help you. So, but I love you guys very much, and I hope you guys are having a good day today, and that when you do have a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, that you start finding the positives in your day and you start making that day better. So, love you guys.